Maths channel. In the previous class, we discussed about the basic concepts of factorization of algebraic expressions. Okay, we started from the root level. Today, we work on some more factorization questions in expressions, that is binomial, trinomial. And also we discussed about the role of HCF of a group of terms in factorizing. HCF. HCF is the very important tool which we use in factorizing any type of expression such as binomial, trinomial or polynomial or anything else. So let's recall what is the HCF, how it helps. Let's see these examples. We work one more time for your sake. Here we have 4 examples. 4 examples are different. Let's see how to solve one by one. You also solve mentally or physically in your notebook. The first question. I said the HCF is the key tool in solving or in factorizing an expression. Here we have 2 terms. It is a binomial. The common factor for each of the terms in this binomial is, of course, you know that is 3. We take 3 is the common factor. The rest of the factor in the first term except 3 is x square. Okay? Minus. Out of 15, if we take 3 is the common factor, the other factor of 15 is 5. Simple. Of course, these are basic questions. They don't come in the examination. But you should know the basic. Second, this is simple. For 6x and 18x square, for 6 and 18, for numerical coefficients, 6 is the common factor. For the variables, I said the least power of the variable is the HCF. Least power of the variable, that is x, is 1. So x is the common factor. I took the whole term of the binomial as a common factor. And what comes in the first common other factor? Recall. What are the factors of 7? Don't say there is no factors. 7 into 1. So 1 is the common factor for any numerical or variable. Here if I take 6 is the common factor, the other factor, common factor is, think of that is 1. It is a primary knowledge we should have. Minus. Out of 18, 6 I took. Therefore 3. Out of x square, x is the common factor, the rest of the x. So here this idea is very important. 1 is the common factor for any term, any value. And third, we have 2 variables in this trinomial, x and y. We know the HCF of variable is the least power of the variable. For x, the least power of x is whole throughout the time is x square. I take x square in terms of x, and for y, the least power is y square. Okay, it is a common factor. The rest of the factors out of the first term of this polynomial is only x square. Because we know x square into x square is x power 4. Minus x square is the common factor. Out of y power 4, y square is common. So rest of y square. Minus x power 4, x square. So rest of the x square and rest of the y square or the other factors of the last term of this trinomial. Very simple. Okay, if you are strong at the basics, it is very easy to factorize. Let's see the last example. For 20, 30, 80, 10 is the common factor. Of course, 10. And for the variable, least power. Here we have the least power of the variable x1. So x. And other factor in the second term. 2, because 10 2s are 20, x square minus 3x plus 8. Okay, plus 8. Simple. Do you want one more? Yes, I do give. Fifth. This is different question. Different question. Most of the students do mistake in this question. Many. Here it is. 6x square y minus 3xy cube plus 9y x, but I give negative sign here. Students often confuse if an expression begins with a negative sign. That's a common syndrome. Okay? There's no confuse. No confuse. What are the common factors for all the coefficients? Of course, 3. Irrespective of the sign of the term, if we take the numerical coefficient, the common factor for 6, 3, 9 is 3. That is basic observation. 3. And for the x, the least power, of course, x power 1. And least power of y is only 1. Now, if you take minus 6 factor is plus 3, the other factor is a negative because plus into minus is minus. This is minus 2x. No confuse. The negative term comes in the bracket. Simple. Okay. Next. 3 is the common factor. Minus will follow. X is the common factor for y cube. Y2 common factor. The rest of y square plus 3. That's all. Okay. But some people answer the same question different way by taking the negative 3 here. How it affects? If I take the negative 3 is the common factor and xy followed by xy, of course it is the alternative answer. Okay? Both are right. What should I get here? Positive. That means 2x and they write the minus. That is wrong. Wrong. When begin with a negative sign, you should take the opposite sign in the bracket. Everything become opposite. So minus y become plus y square. How? Y, your question. Let's multiply it. Minus 3 into minus 3xy into y square. Minus 3 into plus. Minus into plus. Minus. If you write minus here, it becomes minus into minus plus is not and the question. The same way here you get minus. Minus 3. See? Minus 3xy into minus 3 plus 9xy. If you write plus here, it becomes negative. Okay? So both are right. Both are right. So follow your mindset in answering this type of question. Don't follow anyone in the examination hall particularly. Okay, students follow one of the friends in the examination solving this question. They confuse. They start with this. They end up with all the same signs of the first what is learned in the classwork or classroom. So don't follow anyone. Follow your mind. And next type is grouping. If it is a polynomial, see there are two types of polynomials. One can be grouped, others cannot. But how to identify? Let's take a polynomial. Let's solve this polynomial where the common factors for all the coefficients of each term is 4. And the least power variable is x. The common factors, that means other factor of the first term is out of 8x power 4, that is 2x square x cube minus x square plus for 16x square. If I take 4x is the common factor, the other factor that is 4x minus 8. because we see a common factor for all the four terms, a polynomial. There are different types of polynomials where we cannot factorize this way. That method is called grouping. How to identify the grouping or this question we discuss. Okay, let's see these polynomials where we can factorize by grouping, not by taking the common factor as previous question. But how to identify this? So here is also a polynomial which has four terms, but there is no common factor for all the four terms. When there is no common factor for all the four terms, group. See, observe the first two there is a common factor, and the last two also there is a common factor. Correct? That means I grouped all the four into two in one group, two in another group. And here is also one more twist. So its partner is 8x. The 8x may not be just beside it always in the question paper. It may be anywhere. It may be in the second position, third or fourth. But we have to identify. That is called. That's why we call it grouping. Here this question they are side by side. No question. Here how we factorize the binomial as in previous section. Factorize. What are the common factors for 2x square and 8x? 2x. The rest of the factors x plus 4. No doubt. Next for 3x square, 3x and 12. 3 of x plus 4. When you observe closely, the common factor, the other factor in the first group and the second group similar. Okay, whatever you get, the same you get in the second bracket also. Or the plus. Is it completed? No. Now what is the common factor? It is 2x of something, it is 3 of something, but something is same here. What is the something? X plus 4, that common factor. What are other factors in the first group and second group? 2x and plus 3. So this is called grouping. Very simple. Here also, for the first and second there is the common factor. Here it is 3x. Rest of the factors, x plus 2. So what do you get in the bracket? X plus 2. Sure. If we take x out of the 4x, what comes out? Plus 4. Clear. If you have doubt, recheck by multiplying. 4x into x, 4x, 4 into 2, 8. Clear. Now the common factor, x plus 2 of 3x plus 4 factorized. So grouping is also simple, but you have to ensure that its partner is just beside it or not. If not, reshuffle the arrangement of the given expression in the question paper and solve. And also solve this type of questions with a negative terms. Negative terms. Here I solve both with all the positive terms. But you solve from your textbook with the negative terms, you feel wonder. That is the learning actually. Then I gave the subject, you have to learn. Learning is your responsibility, not ours. Okay, you should learn. What we teach, we support. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow, we go a step ahead in this factorization. Thank you.